Hi team, it's Bryce here. I just wanted to make a quick video today or this afternoon on a piece of kit I've been playing around with called Apify. Now, Apify is a web scraping platform, and the really cool thing about it is if, as a part of your job, you're doing a lot of research online, so you might be trying to find contacts or products or prices. If you're doing that manually at the moment, where you're doing a lot of clicking and scrolling and copying that data out, this could be a bit more of an automated way to do all of that. The cool part about it as well is you can actually create a pipeline of automation all the way from the web scraper through to making decisions on some of the information that you scraped and then collecting all of that. So it really is quite a useful tool. I wanted to give you a high level overview of it so you're aware of it. And if it's something that you want to have a bit more of a play around with, we might be able to start a bit of a discussion around getting you started and getting you sorted out with it. So what is it? Well, basically, a web scraper is just a computer that can go to a website that you tell it to and pull out some of that information. So in the same way, when you use your internet browser and you go to a website, the browser's rendering all that information for you. Well, the web scraper can grab all of that and then it can do something useful with it. So Apify web scraper automation platform, I've got a bit of a live example for you. So this basically is an example from Y Combinator, which is basically the new segment of that, the startup company there. And basically what it's doing is it's visiting that page, as you can see in the screenshots that it's putting up here, which is just basically like the news message board, and it's pulling out all of the results automatically. So you can see here it's rendering this little CSV view of that. So if you can imagine, that you were trying to go through the news section of Y Combinator and find interesting articles that you may want to report on. This could be a really, really easy and quick way to do that. Now, to give you a bit more, maybe a different example, something that I've been using a little bit recently is from the library. So the Apify actually has a library of scrapers that you can use to get started with. I picked out one called an email and social handlers extractor. So the way that this works is basically you give it a website, it goes to that website, clicks on all the links, and it will pull out any of the social media handles, so Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, any of those. That can be really useful if, for instance, there's a company you want to know more about, you want to get a contact from them, or you want to follow their on social media. This will actually dig down deep into the website and pull all those out for you. So as an example, I've set this up for the Gordon Ramsay restaurant. Here, just as an example here, this is their homepage, and this will actually go through all of the links and click on them. So I'm just going to start the crawler. So it's going to go through, it's going to queue up all of these links for us. Just go back. So if we scroll down on here, we can already see, okay, there are some email addresses here. Probably further down, you can see there's also some Twitter links and some Google links and things like that. But there may be more on some of these other pages of the website, and I don't want to click through all of them. This is going to automatically do it. So if we go back to the crawler as it's running now, we can see what page it's on. You can see it hasn't loaded the CSS yet, but you can see we're on a shopping basket page at the moment. And if we look into the results right here, so we can already see we've gotten a couple of different emails out. So there's one for guest relations, there's one for vouchers. We've got their Instagram that's pulled out of there, the Twitter, and a few other things like that. So this will basically run for as long as you want it to, as it sort of digs its way down into the website and starts pulling them out. That can be a really good way, for instance, if there's like a corporate website that you want it to pull contact information out of, that's a good one to run. Now, I mentioned there is a library, so you don't necessarily have to write all these crawlers yourself. You can actually go on the library and pull them down and get started. So there's stuff there for Google search. There's some SEO audit tools in there as well. Stuff for like bookings.com. There's another good one, TripAdvisor, Google Play Store. So if there's stuff, where you want to search the Play Store for apps and things like that and prices, Amazon, all of that's built in there. But you don't have to just use the one in the library. You can actually build your own. So if there's a website that you want to get this set up for, that might be something that I might be able to help you with. I built a few of them myself, and you can certainly sign up for a trial of Apify and get going. One final thing I mentioned, Apify integrates with Zapier. Now, if you haven't heard of Zapier, Zapier is a tool that will allow you to connect different apps online. So if you can think Google Sheets, you can think Gmail, doesn't have to be G Suite, it can be really any app that you're running online. And Apify can actually just dump all the data into Zapier, and then you can tell it where to go. So a good example of that is if we scroll down, every time a crawler will run, so say it reaches the end of Gordon Ramsay's website, it said, okay, we're done here, we found all of the different links that we're going to get. You can actually trigger a zap through here, and then we can get Zapier to go and put that, for instance, in a Google Sheet, or add it to a database, or send it in an email, something like that. So it really is a pretty cool piece of software that you can get stuck into. If you find, as a part of your role, you're doing a lot of research online, as I said, could save you a lot of time. I'm going to make a video series on just a few different websites that I put together and a few different crawlers, just so you can get an idea of how easy it is. And if you have any questions about this in terms of getting it set up, or different uses or use cases that you want to explore with it, let me know and I'll be able to lend a hand. Cool. Thanks, guys.